Friends, today let us know about Arrhenius theory. Arrhenius theory of electrolytic dissociation. So according to this Arrhenius theory, we can explain the behavior of an electrolyte in the solution. So based on his theory, we can explain the behavior of an electrolyte in the solution. According to his theory, he has given four important postulates, four important points. The first point is, in aqueous solution, the electrolyte molecules will undergo dissociation. The electrolyte molecules will undergo dissociation in aqueous medium. In aqueous medium, the electrolyte will undergo dissociation. For example, NaCl will undergo dissociation. KCl will undergo dissociation. So this is the first point. Second point is degree of dissociation, which is denoted by alpha. This is called degree of dissociation. So degree of dissociation is nothing but it is the ratio. It is the ratio of number of molecules dissociated. Number of molecules dissociated to that of number of molecules dissolved. Number of molecules dissolved. Number of molecules dissolved. So this is called degree of dissociation, which is denoted by alpha. That is nothing but the number of molecules dissociated is the ratio of number of molecules dissociated to that of number of molecules dissolved. So usually, according to his postulate, second postulate, according to Arrhenius theory, the degree of dissociation for the electrolyte increases upon dilution. Alpha increases upon dilution. Alpha increases upon dilution. Right? This is the second point. Coming to third point. Third point says that at moderate concentration, there exists an equilibrium between the undissociated molecules of an electrolyte and that of dissociated ions of the electrolyte. Usually, according to him, there are two types of electrolytes. One is strong electrolyte, another one is weak electrolyte. For electrolytes, degree of dissociation is less. For strong electrolytes, degree of dissociation is high. Right? According to fourth point, the dissociated ions and the undissociated molecules behave similarly. That means the ions formed cation or anion will show same effect in colligative properties just like that of undissociated electrolyte molecule. So there are certain limitations for Arrhenius theory. Limitation 1 is, actually according to Arrhenius theory, an electrolyte will undergo ionization only in aqueous medium and it will be remains unionized in solid state. Upon dilution, the degree of ionization increases for a given electrolyte in aqueous medium. But the fact is that even certain electrolytes in solid state will exist in ionized form. For example, sodium chloride will exist in ionized form, which can be analyzed by X-ray studies. So the fact is that certain electrolytes like sodium chloride, even in solid state, will exist in ionized form, which can be analyzed based on the X-ray studies. Second one is, the fact is that even in molten state, the electrolyte will undergo dissociation. Even in molten state, the electrolyte will undergo dissociation. This is the fact. But according to Arrhenius theory, he could not explain the function of water. He could not explain the function of water. He could not explain the function of water. And the third limitation is, according to him, the ionic mobility do not vary with the dilution. There is no effect of dilution on ionic mobility according to Arrhenius theory, but which is not correct. Right. The fourth very important limitation of Arrhenius theory. According to Arrhenius theory, he could not explain the behavior of strong electrolyte. He could not explain the behavior of strong electrolyte. He could not explain. He could not explain the behavior of strong electrolyte. That is Ostwald's dilution law. We know Ostwald's dilution law is applicable only to Ostwald's dilution law is applicable to weak electrolytes. Applicable to weak electrolytes. It does not applicable to stronger electrolytes because Ostwald's dilution law is based on Arrhenius theory. Ostwald's dilution law is based on Arrhenius theory. So he could not explain the strong electrolyte behavior. He could not explain why Ostwald's dilution law is not applicable to stronger electrolytes. And even the strong electrolytes, the reason is that the strong electrolytes will undergo complete ionization. Complete ionization even at all concentrations. So that means there is no existence of equilibrium for strong electrolytes. There is no existence of equilibrium for strong electrolytes. For strong electrolytes, there is no question of equilibrium because all the molecules will undergo complete ionization. There is no question of degree of dissociation for strong electrolytes. For strong electrolytes, there is no question of degree of dissociation, that is alpha, and there is no question of existence of equilibrium, which could not be explained based on the Arrhenius theory.